Moved by Councillor Potier and seconded by Councillor Laframboise. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby opens the regular meeting of Council at 6 p.m. on November 19, 2025.
All those in favor? Carried. Councillor Deschamps sends his regrets. He will not be able to attend tonight. We would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty Territory, and the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Atikameksheng Anishinaabe. We also wish to recognize our neighboring community of Doki's First Nation. While we meet today, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands we each call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and to improving our own understanding of local Indigenous people and their culture. Can I have a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda? Councillor Loftus, Councillor Framboise.
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Laframboise. Be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of Council held November 19, 2025 be adopted as presented.
All those in favor? Carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interest, Councillor Framboise.
None, Your Worship.
Councillor Loftus.
None, Your Worship.
Councillor Potier.
None, Your Worship.
And none for myself. Any questions from members of the public? Okay, any announcements by council? All right, no. All right. Okay, tonight we have a presentation, a delegation from René and Robert Boucher regarding Crawford Road, if you will.
Merci.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and councillors, for having us here today. I'll just go through it to give you a little understanding of residents. We're not here full-time. We just purchased the property, but in a few years we will be full-time residents here. And we're looking to, it's really a request for maintenance for the portion of the road that leads to our property. So prior to the purchase, I contacted the municipality of St. Charles. I also contacted building services to have some information on the lot to ensure that we would be able to get a building permit and that everything was good with the lot, because we knew at that time that it was a seasonal road. That's what the realtor had explained to us. So I did receive verbal confirmation that it was a seasonal road. And I also, after the fact, when we decided to purchase it, the lawyer's property search verified that it was 329 Crawford Road is on a seasonal road. And this was confirmed by Andrea Turini. I also have the search from the prior owners that confirmed the same. So the municipal staff did confirm that the seasonal road reached the address of 329 Crawford Road. That was the building services request. They asked me to get that in writing. So this was also reaffirmed in writing after purchase when we received resolutions from the municipality of St. Charles. So the timeline and the communication and actions, like I mentioned, pre-purchase, we did our homework. We received legal review, the title search was done, and then post-purchase, we actually couldn't understand because we thought that Crawford Road was seasonal, the entire Crawford Road. So we were driving with our vehicle, and part of Crawford Road was beautiful, and then it was not so beautiful going all the way to our property. There was a lot of water. I've never been able to drive my little car to the lot, only his truck. So at one point, and I was talking with people at the municipality at the time, it took us to send a video to Michelle and Dennis, and then they understood what we were trying to say. So Michelle actually called me and said, oh, you know, part of the road, the first 1 kilometer of the road is not seasonal. It is fully maintained year round, but the last 800 meter of the road is seasonal. And she said it was not maintained. It was an unmaintained seasonal road. We didn't know that because there was no signs anywhere, and we were just told that Crawford Road was seasonal. So after that discussion with Michelle and conversations with Dennis and also with Mayor Branconi, we asked if it was shared with me that I would have to bring it to council to get our part of the road maintained year round. So I asked, you know, what were the chances? I was recommended to come in November. They said November is the best time to come to council. And they did explain that at times residents, like in the past, they would put some work into the road, and then that would be more appetizing for council to approve a year-round maintenance. So we proposed that we do some work on the road itself. And then we were told that we needed an agreement for that. That needed to come to council, which it did. And we saw you before we were sitting here in a past meeting on August 3rd, or in August. After that, we signed the agreement saying that we were ready to do some work, but we were told that there needed to be another agreement that we needed to sign. So then I waited over 2 weeks to get that agreement. And when we received that agreement, we were blown away because the road was no longer called seasonal. It was now called an unopened road allowance. It placed the maintenance, what I thought was the full liability. Now I understand it wasn't full liability and insurance on us, but the maintenance was fully on us as owners to get it up to standards, but for always. And we actually had to sign in terms of us owners and all future owners that we could not come to council and ask for maintenance at a future date. So we were surprised by this agreement, and we had to go to legal to get some type of assistance with regards to, you know, our position, where when we bought the lot, it was seasonal. We looked at the road policy from your municipality, and we looked at the seasonal roads category or definition, and it does mention that roads and streets that have been assumed by the municipality and are maintained only during the summer months, June 1st to October 31st. So that's what we expected when we purchased the lot, that it was seasonal. We did not expect like paved roads and nothing like that, but just we expected at least that little cars can travel the road as much as big trucks. But there was a lot of water and brush on the side that scratched the vehicles. Anyways, that's not what we expected with your definitions. So we did some research and brought it to legal as well, and we did find that municipalities must maintain their municipal roads to minimum standards. We understand that seasonal road for your municipality is a Class 6 road according to Highway Traffic Act, and for the Highway Traffic Act, a Class 6 road, there is no set standard in terms of maintenance. Expectation, though, if you talk to anyone with municipality experience, the expectation is that there is a basic maintenance for municipalities to ensure at least safe travel. So make sure it's graded maybe once a year. Drainage and brushing is done once a year, like for seasonal. So that's what we expected. So currently, and for part of the last month in August, there was actually no more huge water pooling, but then that all came back when the last time we went. There's a lot of overgrowth. The safety and accessibility is compromised, although it's a seasonal status. So our request to council, and I just want to say that we did meet with the employees today before this meeting and with Mayor Branconi, and they did go back. We had sent a modified version of the agreement that was sent to us, changing the unopened road allowance back to seasonal, as it is a municipally maintained road. And our modifications, most of the modifications I think were approved today. There were some changes that will bring it back to the lawyer to make sure that everything is okay. But although, so this agreement is going to allow us to do part of the work to try to get a standard at least with one of the contractors that is a usual for St. Charles. So we'll contact him and we'll be able to do that. But what we're asking of you is once we bring the standard up to a better standard, we ask that the road continue to be at least seasonally maintained as it is supposed to. So currently it is seasonal, unmaintained. We ask that at least once a year or as per your policy, that during the months of between June 1st and October 31st that it be maintained. Like I said, we don't expect major services, but however, brushing on the side and just grading, like we're not asking for a lot, but we are asking that it be maintained as a seasonal road. And then we may come back in 4 years or in 3 years when we build our permanent address, we may ask that again be brought to a year, a yearly request. But for now, we do ask that it be seasonal maintained as it should be. And we are prepared to put the money towards the initial work. And so in closing, we are committed residents, of course not fully here now, but future permanent homeowners. My sister and her husband just purchased another home in your area yesterday, so we're going to be here being able to do some work for the municipality. We have acted in good faith and in full transparency since day one, since even before purchasing the lot. And we respectfully ask council to uphold their municipal responsibility for this currently seasonal road. It should be safe, fair, reliable access to the taxpayers and property owners. And it should be as well, I know that the policy will be discussed in the next months, probably. It will be discussed. To us, it should be equitable. Just because you're at the end of the road, you shouldn't not have service. We understand that there wasn't anyone there for a period of time, but now there is. We do some work at the lot, so that's what we ask: equitable service, whether you're the first house on the street or the last.
Okay, thank you very much. Just bring the rest of council up to speed. There was a question about legalities, whether everybody driving on the road would be under their insurance, but it was cleared up that it's during maintenance, as if somebody would be working on the road or brushing the road, that's where the extra insurance was needed. So there was a bit of confusion there. And as you stated, road classification, I think it's in the next 2 months, is it? That it'll be coming back for review, and they're gonna be discussing all of the roads. So just to make the rest of council aware. Any questions, Councillor Lefrancois?
I'm assuming this is something you want to get going in the spring?
Yes, we were all ready to do it this summer, but it was a very long process. So yes, as soon as possible, we would like to start, of course, if the contractor is available.
So you're looking in 2 months, January, February, it's gonna?
No, that it'll be discussed, but you're not living there at this time, and so you say you're gonna be moving maybe a couple of years, is that? So anyhow, it's not something that needs immediate response.
No, but
or urgency.
we will,
But
we
you
will
want-
still be bringing up the like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do the work this,
Summer?
this spring.
This-
Before the next, summer, because we want to spend some time and prepare the lot and,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're gonna handle bringing in more gravel?
Gravel, brushing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see it, excuse me, you were, I recall seeing you in August, and I do believe if, this should be brought forward again before the spring, so they can go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't wanna wait in the spring and then it,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
no,
it, continues down the line to the
exactly.
summer months, so I would like to see this brought forward again in the
Yeah.
spring, to be
Okay,
discussed.
thank you very much. Anything else?
No.
Councillor Loftus?
No, I agree with Councillor LaFramboise, like, if we address it in the spring so that they can proceed with their work, the work that needs to be done.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering with Crawford Road, we're saying that the first part of Crawford Road, maybe the CAO can clarify, is there homes on the first part of Crawford
There are
Road?
2 residents, Four.
So there's 4 residents, so we maintain, is it a yearly or is it just a
It's
seasonal?
plowed right to their neighbors.
Year-
Prior to that.
Yearly?
Yearly.
Yearly. So with them bringing up the road to maintenance, we should be able to plow with a turnaround if it goes through. Okay,
Because
perfect.
there's a classification that we have to go through, and it is
So it's
planned
800.
800 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not far, so, okay. No, thank you for the
Okay.
presentation.
We'll need a turnaround.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a
That we own.
There is one.
Yeah, but we have to own it.
Yeah.
Was there I know we had adopted a road standard, I believe, was that also shared? Like a minimum road standard for,
That's the provincial standards, I think,
Yeah.
that we were using.
I thought we had
I
adopted
think
it
our
municipally?
policy is, yeah, I think we shared the road policy,
You did send it where,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, there's different, there's a few that we found as well that are draft, from 2023, anyways, we're not too sure, but yes.
no, we can
from the-
confirm, but yeah, we have a road standard and
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now everything is all gonna be brought together?
so the classification by law will list every single road and exactly what maintenance is applied to the roads. We're currently we have some roads that are maintained, but it has the same classification as
Yeah.
seasonal as a permanent road.
Yeah,
It just needs to be to detail, we maintain this section to this level.
okay,
Because unfortunately, we do have some roads that are maintained, class 6, and some roads that are not maintained, class 6. And we
Yeah.
just have to lay it out. Right now, the resolution that is sometime in the 1980s, I can't remember the exact date there. The one that's
89.
including the presentation.
89?
Yeah, it's well overdue. There are roads on there that no longer, Jaguar Road, I don't think you can drive 100 meters on that road without scratching your paint.
yeah. So all of that's gonna be coming back, next 2-3 months. Okay, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup for your
Thank you for the
presentation,
presentation.
much appreciated. All right, next, item 4.11, report to council, Christmas parade.
So this
Merci.
one is just coming to council asking for a declaration for the parade route and direction on the $1,500 in the budget to go towards reimbursement for gifts for the children's party. So the Lions have graciously agreed to take on this feat this year. Everybody, I'm sure, has already seen the flyers that are out everywhere about the Christmas party and all of the fun stuff that they have organized, and the free lunch for the kids and spaghetti dinner and Santa Claus and everything. So one of the things the municipality has to do is declare the parade route. So we're just here to do that and to get some direction, make sure that the $1,500 is going to be allowed for reimbursement.
All right. Any questions, Councillor Laframboise?
No, I was looking at the route and I actually like, the proposed route, so,
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with their recommendation.
And just to make people aware, why, the council, the reason that route was suggested and it was recommended by Denis is because of the construction at that end. So it's not gonna go in the construction area. Councillor
No,
Loftus?
I agree with the recommendation of $1,500 and the route.
All right. Councillor Putzi?
Yeah, I'm also in agreement with the recommended resolution. The route for La Pensée Street, unfortunately, that road, I don't know if the lighting, I guess, will be a little bit better because we'll have a lot of vehicles on it, but it leaves a little bit to be desired, the state of that road. So I slightly have a little bit of concerns about, people tripping and stuff on that road because it's not very well lit up from streetlights. There's, I think, one streetlight the whole length of the road, and it's a fairly uneven road. So, yeah, we're approving it for that. Is like I don't know if there's anybody else has concerns about that, like La Pensée Road, but like
It is a smaller road.
yeah.
And right now Saint Joseph is wider. But extra people, I would imagine, that are coming in will place themselves along the main road.
Yeah.
I would imagine. So it's just a method of offering more visibility
Yeah.
for the parade to other people.
Okay.
It's a turnaround
We
area.
have a circular route.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, can I have a mover and a seconder for the resolution? Councillor Loftus, Councillor Putzi?
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Putzier. Whereas the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles has also authorized the 2025 Christmas Parade to take place on Saturday, November 29th, 2025 at 6 p.m. And whereas council must establish a prescribed parade route, be it resolved, the Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles declares the 2025 Christmas Parade as a community event of municipal significance. And be it further resolved, the council authorizes the 2025 Christmas Parade on the following route. Commencing at Paroisse Saint-Charles-Borromée, 31 Main Street, bracket Highway 535, right onto Main Street, bracket Highway 535, then right onto St. Joseph Street, then left onto Notre Dame Street, then left onto King Street West, bracket Highway 535, then straight onto King Street East, then left onto La Pensée Street, then right onto Main Street, bracket Highway 535, and returning to and ending at the church.
All those in favor? Carried. Next, item 4.1.2, report to council regarding our December meeting. Tammy.
So this is just seeing if we could get council to agree to move up the date for the December meeting from December the 10th to December the 3rd. As council is aware, we're a little strapped for staff right now. And we have our CAO is going on vacation commencing on the 10th. So this would just alleviate some of the workload for the staff that is remaining. And if council's in agreement, I have a resolution ready to move it.
Any questions?
No, not for myself.
No?
Okay, mover in this.
Well-deserved holiday.
Mover in the seconder then. Councillor Loftus, Councillor Laframboise.
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Laframboise. Be it resolved that council agrees to reschedule the regular meeting of council currently set for December 10th, 2025 to December 3, 2025 at 6 p.m.
All those in favor? Carried. Next, item 4.1.3, report to council, a new columbarium cemetery price list.
Okay, so, as everyone's aware, our new columbarium has been placed at the cemetery. It actually looks quite lovely up there. So now we need to, decide on the price list. The price list does have to be approved by the Bereavement Authority of Ontario, so once I get direction from council, then, I will have to get the Bereavement Authority's approval on it first. I did attach for everyone a draft of the price list. The items highlighted in yellow are what's been changed. You'll see that the first columbarium, I've now called it the Columbarium 1 fees and designated it as the 48 niche unit. The other two, so you'll see there's a cost recovery only model, and then there's a cost recovery plus a 10% admin model. I did go through the legislation and did not see anything that forbids us from charging an admin fee. It's just that the Bereavement Authority has to approve the price list. So looking at both of those, they're both still very reasonable, even with the 10% admin fee. That being said, this morning I got a proposal from our cemetery software people for them to add the new columbarium to my cemetery software. The price came back at $2,000 plus HST. So the 10% admin price might be the one that we want to look at a little more to just cover the fees for that. Because when I did figure it out, it was just based on the $49,000 that we were charged for the installation and purchase of the unit.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any discussions, Councilor Framboise?
No, but I do believe that option 2 would be more, for myself anyways, in agreement for option 2.
Okay. Councilor Loftus?
No, I'm in agreement also. Option 2 is with the admin fee, right?
10%.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's with the admin.
yes, yes.
And for some reason, it reflects more closely our first columbarium, does it not?
Yeah,
It does,
Yeah.
actually.
And that's how it is in other areas.
These prices are actually still pretty
Very
cheap.
low.
yes,
Yeah.
compared to.
Yes.
Okay. Any, and yourself, Councilor Potier?
No, I don't see any concerns with going option 2. As it was just pointed out, it's very similar to the 48 niche unit. Yeah, I'm okay with that, and then we'll see what they come back with if they have any issues, and we'll address it then. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Next, we're at the consent agenda. Anybody have any items they would like to have withdrawn from the consent agenda? Number 5.
Sorry. It's under 5.3, received correspondence.
Which one?
So number 1, number 3, and number 4, regarding request for extension of certification deadlines under
And
Ontario
5 as well.
regulation. And 5 also.
Yeah,
1, 3, 4?
343 dash
5.3, number 1, number
3,
And 4.
4, and 5,
And 12.
And,
and 12.
but they're all talking
They're
about
all
the same.
related.
12,
Yeah, it's all the
12.
same.
which,
Is 12 also the same thing?
Extension of certification deadline, yes, from the Carrie.
Okay, wait.
Page 153, yeah.
That's it. for myself.
That's it?
Yeah,
You're good?
I had also the same.
Councilor Potier?
No.
You're good with that? So we've got an amended resolution. Alrighty, okay, do I have a mover and a seconder for the amended resolution? Or for the resolution? Cause it, Councillor Laframboise, Councillor Potier.
Moved by Councillor Laframboise, seconded by Councillor Potier. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby approves the items of the consent agenda under section 5.1. And be it further resolved that Council receives the items of the consent agenda under sections 5.2, 5.3, and 5.4, except items 5.3, number 1, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 12, which Council directs a resolution in support of those items.
All those in favor? Carried. So now I would imagine are there any, we talk about the 1, 2, 3, and 12? Well, the ones that we withdrew from the consent agenda?
No, sure it is.
I kinda did it with a resolution of support.
Yeah, but do we have to say what, do we want to send a letter of support? Do we?
Yeah, sure you did.
I did that in the resolution.
Oh, you did it. I didn't hear.
Sorry.
What did you say?
Except that those items, council directs a resolution in support of those items.
Oh, I missed that. You're so good. Okay, we're done then. Move on. Next, okay, item 7.1, resolution from Committee of the Whole, a decision regarding a CCAN container and roof. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Potier, Councillor Loftus?
Moved by Councillor Potier and seconded by Councillor Loftus. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles awards the contract for the supply and installation of C-cans and container-mounted roof to Can Steel Building Solutions in the amount of $108,240 plus HST.
All those in favor? Carried. Next, items 7.1.2, resolution from November 5th regarding free use of the hall by the Lions Club. Mover and the seconder, Councillor Laframboise, Councillor Potier.
Moved by Councillor Laframboise, seconded by Councillor Potier. Whereas the St. Charles Lions Club held a Charter Night celebration on November 9, 2025 at the St. Charles Community Center, and whereas the St. Charles Lions Club has submitted a request to Council for the waiver of the rental fee for this event, and whereas the event has met the conditions required under the Fees and Charges Bylaw 2018-44 and amended by Bylaw 2023-52 to qualify to be exempt or pay a nominal fee, be it therefore resolved, the Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles agrees to waive the community center rental fees except for the cost of cleaning for the event held on November 9th, 2025 by the St. Charles Lions Club.
All those in favor? Carried. Next, item 8.1, first and second reading of the bylaws. Mover and the seconder, Councillor Loftus, Councillor Laframboise.
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Laframboise. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby gives first and second reading to the following bylaws. Bylaw 2025-43 being a bylaw to enter into a lease agreement with the St. Charles Minor Hockey Association. Bylaw 2025-44 being a bylaw to enter into a curbside waste collection agreement with Environmental 360 Solutions Ontario Limited. Bylaw 2025-45 being a bylaw to enter into an amending agreement with Bell Canada. Bylaw 2025-46 being a bylaw to appoint banking signing authorities for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles.
All those in favor? Carried. Can I have a mover and a seconder for the third and final reading of bylaw 2025-43, which is the lease agreement with the minor hockey? Councillor Loftus, Councillor Potier.
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Putzier. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby gives third reading to and finally passes bylaw 2025-43.
All those in favor? Carried. Can I have a mover and a seconder for the third and final reading of bylaw 2025-44, which is for the waste collection agreement? Councillor Loftus, Councillor Framboise.
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Laframboise. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby gives third reading to and finally passes bylaw 2025-44.
All those in favor? Carried. Next, can I have mover and a seconder for third and final reading of bylaw 2025-45, which is the 911 agreement with Bell Canada? Councillor Putzier, Councillor Loftus.
Moved by Councillor Putzier, seconded by Councillor Loftus. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby gives third reading to and finally passes bylaw 2025-45.
All those in favor? Carried. Can I move in a seconder for bylaw 2025-46, which is the bylaw to appoint the signing authority of the bank? Councillor Putzier, Councillor Laframboise.
Moved by Councillor Putzier, seconded by Councillor Laframboise. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby gives third reading to and finally passes bylaw 2025-46.
All those in favor? Carried. We're now at item 9, notice of motions, and I have a motion that I want to read. It's, the subject is supporting council's representatives on the planning board. Whereas the municipality of St. Charles has 2 members of council that serve on the Sudbury East Planning Board, which acts as the approval authority for consent and certain planning matters under the Planning Act. And whereas council has received concerns from residents regarding delays from perceived impositions of unnecessary or costly study requirements and the non-advancement of planning applications to the planning board for decisions. And whereas the authority to accept, consider, defer, or refuse application lies with the planning board as a governing body and not with individuals, staff, or consultants. And whereas it is in the public interest that all be forwarded to the planning board in a timely manner for formal consideration. And whereas council supports the right of its representatives to bring forward a motion for administrative direction at the planning board to ensure fair, consistent, and applicant-focused processing of planning matters. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Municipality of St. Charles formally supports its appointed planning board members in their efforts to ensure that 1. Planning applications submitted to the Sudbury East Planning Board be submitted to the Planning Board, and the application form shall not be delayed, withheld, or rejected at the staff level. Requests for additional studies shall be recommendations only unless authorized or directed by the Planning Board. And all applicants are provided a fair opportunity to have their submissions considered by the Planning Board in an open and transparent and timely manner. Be it further resolved that this resolution be forwarded to the Sudbury East Planning Board. Chair, the partner municipalities of French River, Killarney, Marks Day Warren. No,
So, under the procedure bylaw, under section 42.3, so a notice of motion in writing may be received by the clerk prior to the close of the meeting. So in this event, the chair shall either instruct the clerk to read the notice of motion or declare the motion as read. So the chair has now been passed to you, Deputy Mayor. And it shall be duly recorded in the minutes and shall form part of the agenda set for the subsequent meeting under notice of motion. So
Go ahead and read the motion.
do you want me to read it or do you just want to declare it as read already?
Declare it as read.
Okay, so. Yeah. Now, if I understand correctly, the mayor also has another, going to move.
Oh, yes, I would like to move to have the notice of provision waived. Item 42.7 in the procedural bylaw.
So a member of council may request that the notice provisions be waived, which will require a 2/3 vote. So that means that waiving the notice provisions means that the motion can be discussed here tonight if it gets a seconder. So we
just-
need, the mayor
I
has moved.
move that.
Moved that, we need a seconder for that.
Question regarding that, would it still be able to, well, it would still be able to be discussed at the proceeding meeting, right? The next?
No, it would be dealt with tonight.
Okay. It wouldn't, the motion wouldn't be getting passed tonight. Oh, yeah?
Just
Mm.
wondering, with Councillor Lachance
Lachance
not
not
being
being
here,
here.
he's part of the planning board, I would personally recommend that we, delay it until the next meeting so that we can discuss it.
Okay,
And since the meeting is December 3rd?
so if we second the motion to dispense with the waiving of the notice, and council can vote on that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you can
Proceed, it'll be on the next
not
agenda.
agree to it, then the motion will proceed to the next meeting on December 3rd.
Yeah,
I would rather not.
okay, so then we still need a
You can-
seconder, but then we gotta vote.
You need a seconder?
Yeah. So I'll second it and then we'll vote on it.
Okay, so moved by Mayor Bronconnier and seconded by Councillor Putze that the provisions of the notice of motion under section 42 of the procedure bylaw be waived and that the motion submitted be discussed and debated at the November 19, 2025 regular meeting of council. All in favor?
All in favor?
No.
No.
Defeated. Okay, so that will go on the December 3rd meeting.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Next, item 13.1, confirmation bylaw, first and second reading. Councillor Loftus, Councillor Petit.
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Petier, be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby gives first and second reading to the following bylaw. Bylaw 2025-47, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its special meeting of council held October 23rd, 2025, at its special meeting of council held October 28th, 2025, at its committee of the whole meeting held November 5th, 2025, and at its regular meeting of council held November 19th, 2025.
All those in favor? Carried. Can I have a mover and a seconder for the third and final reading? Councillor Potier, Councillor Framboise.
Moved by Councillor Petier and seconded by Councillor Laframboise, be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Municipality of St. Charles hereby gives third reading to and finally passes bylaw 2025-47.
All those in favor? Carried. Next, can I have a mover and a seconder to adjourn? Councillor Loftus, Councillor Framboise.
Moved by Councillor Loftus and seconded by Councillor Laframboise, be it resolved that the regular meeting of council of November 19, 2025 be adjourned at 6:44 p.m.
All those in favor? Carried. Meeting is adjourned.